Hey film fans, my name is David. This is Film Collector Archive, and today we will be discussing my top 25 80s movies. This video is in response to the challenge that my good buddy Tim over at Tim Talks Talkies extended out to the community. He's previously done one for 90s movies, which very sadly I missed out on. I would have had a blast taking part in that, but I for sure wanted to take part in the 1980s top 25 when he announced that. And of course, I have been going over my list again and again over the last couple weeks. This is an absolutely impossible task. I'm just going to say that right at the outset here. This was an impossible task for me. I'm very, very connected to the 80s, as I know a lot of people are, but there is really no greater challenge, no more difficult challenge that Tim could have extended than the 1980s. I'm crazy about that era. It's the era I was born in and the one that I feel most connected with in terms of movies. And, that was the beginning of life for me, so it was my first memories of movies, came from the 1980s, and this was just an impossible task. So just a quick note, I don't want to get into, go down a rabbit hole here of me trying to explain, the ins and outs of my list, but I want to preface this by saying there are some major, essential titles that are missing from my list. You might notice, maybe you won't, but I decided to go the route of making room for having movies on this list that are very personal to me, ones that I connect with kind of on a deeper level. And that could be that I just have a very long history with these particular movies, or, they connect with me just on another level. Even though they may not be some of the more commercially successful movies of the era, they're ones that just mean, a significant amount to me. And the history with those is maybe just different than my history with some of the bigger blockbuster hits. And that's not saying, because I easily could have thrown those other titles in here, and they absolutely deserve a place on this list. The other thing that I could have done, because I'm a huge horror fan, I could have easily gone with my top 25 80s horror movies, and honestly I might come back and do a video on that, just because this has got me thinking down so many different routes, top 25, thoughts on different top 25 lists that I could do. It could easily have been all horror movies. So it was just an impossible task, but I wanted to take part in this challenge. So without further ado, here are my top 25 80s movies.
little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in.
Thanks as always for joining me here for this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What are your top 25 80s movies? What do you think of my list? I know, again, there's some titles that were missing on this list that absolutely deserve a spot. Trust me, I know. But let me know your thoughts and yeah, your top 25 80s movies, or even just throw a few favorites out there. I always love continuing the conversation down in the comments section. If you are new to this channel and you like talking film, you like talking 80s movies, or any number of things, if you like watching unboxing videos, I invite you to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and finally the bell icon, as that will notify you when I upload new videos in the future. And until next time, I hope you're able to watch a lot of great films.